Thank you for joining us on the news at 10. We sincerely apologize for bringing you the news behind schedule. This news is reaching you live on Star Times channel 103 and on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. The federal government, through the Cross River Basin Development Authority, has flagged off a road construction project in Ini local government area. The project is part of government's efforts to foster socio-economic development within the area. Abasenyang Egbenyong has the report.
It is a dream come true for the people of Itare de Mesa and Itak Ikorobise communities in Ini local government area as their years of suffering have come to an end. Inaugurating the project, Managing Director of Cross River Basin Development Authority, Mrs. Gloria Ekpo, appreciates the federal government for prioritizing the needs of its citizenry. She notes that the completion of the road will boost trade and economic activities in the communities.
We hand over the project to Jamal Construction Nigeria Limited for them to start the construction under the period of 18 months. And I know you will do your best. We don't want any substandard job. The job you're going to do, we will supervise and make sure that everything is in place.
It's connecting Ini, Ikono, Ini, and Oborokara, 3 local government areas. It's a job, it's an area that is going to help us to fulfill the renewed agenda hope of President Bola Tinubu.
Some of the village heads and stakeholders of the communities expressed gratitude to the Cross River Basin Development Authority while pledging to give the team the necessary support to hasten the project.
We are delighted to have this development today in the community. We are very happy because it's a day we have been waiting for, an event we have been praying for. So if they have come to flag off the commencement of the construction of the road, it's a thing that has brought joy to us. We are ready to cooperate beyond the expectations of the contractor. Everybody is ready to pay a price for this job to be done. We are very much ready to cooperate.
The technical director of the construction company, Engineer Olarewaju Adebayo, says the project will be delivered within 18 months.
The project will end by February 2027. It's an 18-month construction period that will start on October 1st. Every other document have been processed and signed. And we are going to guarantee the community, in conjunction with the chiefs, the youths, and the youth leaders who will work in harmony with them.
Earlier, in a bid to promote food sufficiency in the country, the Cross River Basin Development Authority visited Ukbum village in Ikono local government area to partner the community on the participatory irrigation management method of farming. In attendance were the village head of Ukbum, Eteirong Macpherson Okon, and other village heads. Otobong Esien, executive chairman of Ikono local government area, and some stakeholders in Ikono local government area. Abasenyang Egbenyong, NTA News.
The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, through its Global Environment Facility Small Grants Programme, in collaboration with Women in Nature Conservation, WINCO, has launched its participatory restoration project in Esereket local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Kelvin Samuel reports that the event brought together government officials, traditional rulers, and environmentalists, united by a shared goal of protecting the remaining forest reserve in the state.
This stakeholders' engagement is aimed at ensuring sustainability of the different projects that are expected to help reduce pressure on the forest and improve the people's sources of income. Addressing the people, the Chief Executive Officer of WINCO and the representative of the UNDP said the program will include training and empowerment of 140 persons on poultry farming and 30 persons on jackfruit value chain, as well as the planting of 20,000 indigenous and 5,000 mangrove tree species across the state to help sustain the environment.
We should do all we can to protect this reserve. It's our own pride, Akwa Ibom pride in terms of biodiversity. And again, let's show the world that, look, Akwa Ibom, we're not behind when it comes to conservation of natural resources. We still have things of interest to protect. We have things that we should preserve to showcase to generations unborn.
It's a need to ensure that the environment is protected, is preserved, is managed sustainably for future generations. And the only way we can do that is to make our people less dependent on the environment for survival.
Other stakeholders, while commending the initiators for the laudable program, reassured of their readiness to play their part towards the overall success of the initiative.
This is in line with the rights agenda of His Excellency Pastor Umoino of Akwa Ibom State.
And it will help in the food security, ensuring food security. It will also help in empowering people, see, like to restore our lost conservations. So we are bringing it back to where it was before.
And you can see how this will impact on the community, how it will create employment, how it will create opportunities for people.
High point of the event was the unveiling of the project Participatory Restoration and Management of Stock Creek Forest Reserve, SCFR. From Esreke Local Government Area of Akwa Ibom State, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Let's turn our attention to security, where Nigerians are advised to embrace the critical roles forensic experts are playing in crime detection and aiding investigations in the country. The Executive Secretary of Forensic Guards of Nigeria, Abraham Kwakfan, gave the charge during the South-South Zonal Conference and inauguration of forensic officials in Uyo. John Paul Alumona reports.
The event, which was organized by Forensic Guards Nigeria in collaboration with the Forensic Ambassadors Africa, had the theme, the role of forensic ambassadors in crime scene management, sustainable cities and communities, the fight against crime, drug abuse and child trafficking, provided an opportunity for the national and zonal leadership of the agency to interact with relevant stakeholders on the way forward for the organization. Inaugurating the zonal and state officials of the organization, the Executive Secretary, Abraham Kwakfan, advised the newly inaugurated officials to exhibit high level of professionalism in assisting security agencies to carry out investigations when the need arises, insisting that big responsibilities have been placed on their shoulders.
The essence of this program is to ensure that we let every Nigerian know what is expected of them forensically. I appeal that the government should look towards the direction of a forensic and see what they can be able to do to finance forensic and encourage projects like this.
It will actually help them to create a great forensic awareness in our education, in our advocacy, in ensuring that crime scene are curtailed.
And I'm very happy to be a member of Forensic Guard and also the coordinator of Akwa Ibom State, because it's a great honor to be an ambassador.
Keynote speaker, Professor Zonwa Kalo Ijogu, advocated for youth empowerment in agriculture and proper training to enable them become self-reliant to minimize crime rates. He argued that Forensic Guards Nigeria is strategically positioned to fight all forms of crimes if properly recognized by the government at all levels.
Where farmers will not be cheated longer by unsustained speculation, the test of the field must follow and verify that of the laboratory, which I know too well is what forensic is trying to do.
Special awards and ambassadorial honors were conferred on some distinguished personalities for their sacrifices to the organization.
The honor shouldered on me today, from today henceforth, I have to live to expectation and must carry out this forensic ambassador to a greater height.
I'm vigilant within my environment, my office, on journey, anywhere I find myself in our society and outside our society.
I'm so very happy and I am privileged enough to be here. And I have been given an honor of which I am glad of as an ambassador.
Earlier, the Executive Secretary and other officials inspected the Guard of Honor mounted by the officers and men of Forensic Guard Nigeria. You, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
Away from security, indigenous languages are a vital part of a people's culture and identity. Despite its importance to any ethnic group, many individuals seem to struggle to speak their local languages, preferring English language or the pidgin version of English. With the story not different among young Nigerians, what could be the reason for this rising trend and what likely implications lie in the future? Evelyn Badu-Ekbo reports.
How many languages can you speak?
I am an Anang man from Ikodegbene, so I speak Anang, I speak Ibibio, I speak Efik. I was born in Calabar.
Studies reveal that Nigeria boasts of exceptional linguistic and ethnic diversity, with over 250 ethnic groups and a vast array of languages. From north to south, east to west, there are languages indigenous to the ethnic groupings. An indigenous language which is native to a particular region or mother tongue, which invariably the first language from mother to child, is an integral part of culture and tradition. But that seems to be facing a challenge in some homes, and that is a gradual decline. What are likely benefits?
Some time ago, I spoke with somebody about the language, the benefit of language, and he was like, no. But 2 weeks ago, he called me and said that he has seen the benefit of speaking the language because he was almost robbed. But when he said, Ngoro, in a language, that they will kill me, and the other person said, oh, that's my brother, please let him, because that's the benefit of the language.
Thinking is done in mother tongue. Nobody thinks in English. You think in your native language. It's only your ability to understand maybe the lingua franca, like if you know it better, you can now express yourself better.
When you speak in your language, people around will not understand what you're saying. Sometimes you rebuke your child with your language. But if that child cannot understand what you're saying, it becomes a problem.
So how can speaking indigenous languages, especially the mother tongue, be achieved?
The parents at home should teach the children how to speak the language. For instance, they should help them to know how to call the names of things like peso, udon, plate, usan, so that when they come to school, they will be able to cope and understand it perfectly.
So what government needs to do is to still encourage the learning, the teaching, and the use of these indigenous languages by making sure at the primary level they use it as the instructional code.
Observers express fears about dangers posed by the extinction of indigenous languages.
If the government strictly allow teachers teach in Ibibio language or our cultural language, students will easily understand what they are being taught because this enables free understanding during the lectures.
The policies of government have so much to do in protecting our languages. But today we can see that some government policies do not help matters. We know about the national policy on education, where the language of the immediate community has to be used as the educational language in the junior cadre, that's from the primary school. But government is not really doing that.
Inasmuch as some analysts put the blame on parents for failing to entrench communication via local languages with their wards, some parents support encouragement for younger generations to speak local languages as a way of preserving culture.
In Ibibio, a tree is called Eto. So anybody that looks at a tree now must first know that this is Eto before he now calls it a tree in English. So if you do not know your mother tongue, it will be difficult for you to be intelligent deep down. You will only be superficially intelligent. You will know a little bit of science and all those things, but if it's native wisdom, you may not really have.
The fate of indigenous languages hangs in the balance. Can we revive them to preserve our cultural identity? In Uyo, Evelyn Badu-Ekbo, NTA News.
We're due for a commercial break. We'll bring you more stories when we return. Please stay.
Welcome
to Prisma International Hotels, located at number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afagafort, Overback Road, Uyu. When it comes to hospitality industry, nothing compares with comfort, exquisite services, and top-of-the-world security. These are what make Prisma Hotels a household name. At Prisma Hotels, you are assured of lavishly furnished, spacious rooms and suites with complimentary breakfast, top-class Blue Sea swimming pool, VIP and poolside bars, as well as restaurant where African and continental dishes are served at pocket-friendly rates. These are not all. There is high-speed internet service, closed-circuit television, spacious car park, 24-hour power and water supply, sparkle laundry and dry cleaning services, and above all, combat-ready security operatives. So whenever you are in Uyo or you are a resident in Uyo, capital city of Akwa Ibom State, make Prisma Hotels number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afagafort, Overback Road, Uyo, your choice, and you will cherish the experience. For bookings and inquiries, please call 081-3166-6660 or 0915-509-9989. Prisma International Hotels, hospitality par excellence.
Welcome back. What is your view about sex education for children and teenagers? At what age should one be exposed to sex education, and should it start from the home? Let's join Mercy Umoren as she explores the importance of sex education and how it can sharpen the lives of young people for the better.
Sex education is one of the ways of acquiring information about guardians on sex health, relationships, reproductive health, as well as prevention of sexual transmitted diseases. In today's world, sex education has become a veritable tool to promote healthy reproductive system while enhancing healthy lifestyle among people, especially teenagers and youth. Why is sex education important, and at what age should children be exposed to sex education?
The things that our small children are encountering on a daily basis are so funny. So I believe as parents, it is important that we learn to teach them what they ought to know. And guess what? If we don't teach them, others will teach them, but in a wrong way.
From the age of 10, sex education should be important. From the age of 10, we can start teaching them how to manage themselves, how to understand themselves. Sex education is very important.
Very, very important. It is necessary for you to, sensitize your child, educate them, enlighten them on sex education, especially when they are from the age of 4 years. This will enable them to know the sensitive area in the body where a man is not supposed to touch. While touching, it will enable the child to notify the parents or the guardian that so uncle has touched so part of my body. I don't know why, but before then, the child has gotten knowledge of that thing ahead of time.
It is important that we should have sex education to teach our female children, especially as we teach them good morning, we should start teaching them sex education.
A medical practitioner speaks on the benefits of sex education.
It helps inform the decision making of the child. By that I mean, the child will have to know what sex is all about, what the outcome of sex is, why one should have sex and how one should have sex. So by that I mean, okay, maybe your child is 16-year-old, you tell him or her this is what happens to your body at 16, this is what happens to your body after 16, these are the advantages of having sex, these are the disadvantages.
In the whole issue, sex education should be encouraged to promote healthy lifestyle while exposing dangers associated with it. In Uyo, Mercy Umoren, NTA News.
In a related development, it is the fashion storm sparking heated debates across campuses, churches, and even family living rooms. Indecent dressing. Is it a matter of youthful expression, failed guidance, or societal decay? While some blame parents, others point fingers at peer pressure, media influence, and even the fashion industry. So today we step into the world of short skirts, sagging trousers and daring outfits to ask the big question: who is really to blame, and how can this trend be addressed before it erodes our values further? Ifeoma Ayuje is our guide.
From bare tummies and midriff bearing tops to ripped jeans that reveal more than they conceal, a bold new fashion wave is sweeping through society. But in Bayelsa State, not everyone is applauding.
Any form of dressing that exposes sensitive part of our body, either a woman or a man, can be involved in indecent dressing.
And especially the ladies, to wear this thing that they said is fashion, is a trend, and all their bobs are out. That cannot be considered as a modest dressing.
While fashion has always evolved, many now question whether today's trendsetters are sacrificing cultural pride and modesty for fleeting validation on social media and among peers.
It's at the cost of the person who is dressing indecently, because it exposes your body, which is morally and socially not correct, and it endangers you to those involved in social vices.
There is actually nothing to gain from exposing yourself and being practically naked.
Critics point to the entertainment industry, foreign influences, and even lapses in parenting. But is it really that simple?
Well, it's obvious, like we know, most of them don't really want to work. So they sample their body to get whatever they can get from it.
If the mother, the father, they are investing time in looking at what the child is doing, especially at the home front, when they go out, they will represent properly.
In our own way, my colleague and I try to dramatize the role parents are expected to play. We ask viewers to focus on the message rather than acting. We are journalists, not actors.
Dress like this, get back in there and dress properly. Dare to be different.
The mother has a greater role. As a matter of fact, all of us men are groomed by our mothers.
For generations, Nigeria's culture has celebrated beauty with decency. Some say what we see today is more than a change of clothes, rather a reflection of values under pressure.
There's nothing appealing when a woman opens her breast or opens her thighs. There's nothing there. It doesn't add anything to the culture.
Freedom, Elders One, comes with responsibility, and the real concern goes beyond fashion to the growing disconnect between identity and appearance. Religious institutions, schools, and families all have a role to play. Experts recommend values-based education, media literacy, and mentorship to help young people balance modernity and morality.
We need to, encourage the younger generation to properly dress themselves.
As clothes meet culture, perhaps the real dress code you need is one that treats self-expression with self-respect. At the end, it's not just about what you wear, but about what you represent. In Yanagua, Ifeoma Ayuje, NTA News.
And that's it on the news this morning. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dianime Uko. Have a great day.